So, how to break the fear of flaring up old pain. Hey, I'm Sarah from mostmotion, and I'm here with another Mobility Matters episode for every sports and fitness coach who wants to help their clients get over the problems and the barriers that are created by old pain and injuries that they've had before. So, what I mean is things like when clients say to you, "Oh, I can't do that because of my bad shoulder," for example. This is a question in the Facebook group by Drew Brown. So thanks, Drew, for this question. Brilliant question. We're going to dig into it now. So if you've had a client in your session that's ever said to you, "Oh, I can't do that because of this bad problem that I have," or this bad joint or something like that, then this video is for you. So the first thing we need to do is recognize where this fear is coming from, okay? And that is the experience that the brain has had in the past, okay? So the brain has this early warning system that it triggers if anything looks like a problem that you've had before. So let's say, for example, I hurt my shoulder and it hurts for me to lift my elbow to 90 degrees, okay? If it hurts for me to do that, then the instant that somebody tells me to do it or I have to think about doing it, my brain will go, "Whoa, hang on a minute. Last time you did that, it was really painful. Don't do that." Okay. So my instinct, my reaction is, "Oh, I can't do that because my shoulder hurts or I have a bad shoulder." Okay. If it's hurt in the past, last time I did that, then you get the idea. That's where the pain is coming from. That's where the fear is coming from. So it's based on an experience that the brain has had in the past. Okay. It's not necessarily that doing that action every single time will cause pain, especially if they've had the injury treated and the pain has been settled. And it just so happens that like 15 years ago, they hurt their shoulder doing that movement. So for the last 15 years, they've been protecting that problem, okay? What we need to do is try and help our clients get over those feelings of apprehension, get over those feelings of worry that last time they moved like that, it was painful, okay? Or if it's going to hurt like that again, okay? So what can you do as a coach? Well, the first thing is you need to acknowledge your client's worries, okay? There's no point in saying to them, "Oh, just get over it. Your pain has gone. There's no problem with your shoulder. Just do it." Okay, because that puts you in a very unsafe place. Because if your client does do that movement and they hurt themselves again, that's on you. Okay, so what we need to do is acknowledge the client's worries. We're not going to put them in a position of pain. Okay, we're not going to ask them to do anything that's painful. And the second thing we need to do is work within what they can do, not try to push them into stuff they don't want to do or they can't do, okay? So an example of that would be if getting my shoulder to this point, so lifting my elbow to level with my shoulder was painful, but slightly below it was okay, then that's something I can work with. I have confidence in moving my arm like that, and that means we can work with that, okay? The third thing that we need to do is give the brain a new experience. What do I mean by that? I mean, when we get to the point where your client feels comfortable, then we move it around slightly differently. You know, can you move your shoulder? Can you move your elbow backwards and forwards? Well, yeah, I can do that. Can you move it slightly up and down? Yeah, I can do that. Can you rotate forwards and backwards? Yes, I can do that. Okay. If we're always looking for ways of moving that joint that doesn't cause pain, allows the client to feel comfortable, and gives the brain a new experience, then we're going to make huge strides in helping the client get over those barriers of not being able to move that joint in that way, okay? So always ask the question, what can you do? Okay, so they're going, "I can't do that." You need to say, "What can you do?" just to help them work alongside you. If they're telling you, "I can move like this," and then something happens, then you're working together. You're not dictating to them what they should be doing. Okay, but at this point, it's really important to mention that it's not about correct technique. Okay, this is about helping your clients move forwards from a mental and physical barrier. to their performance, okay? And if we focus on just doing correct technique and we totally scrap the exercise that we were going to do, let's say you were going to do, I don't know, a lateral raise in the gym, it may well be that you're just avoiding the problem, and that could be contributing to that injuries elsewhere. Okay, so it's really important to recognize that it's not about correct technique, it's about helping the joint, helping the brain move forwards. So why is this helpful? I've got 10 reasons why this is helpful. Okay, I've got a list on the wall just so I don't miss any. All right, first of all, you're increasing your client's confidence. Okay, so you're increasing their capabilities of moving in certain ways, which is always going to help them feel great. Okay, it's building trust with you as a coach and helping develop that relationship between you and your clients. Okay, third thing, it's safeguarding you and your client because you're always working within what they can do. You're not pushing them to do what they can't do. Fourthly, you are complementing even other therapies or other therapists. Okay, so you're not interfering with any treatment they might be having or anything like that. You're actually helping because you're giving your client confidence to move in ways that they previously were worried about. Okay, the fifth thing is helping the brain to remove a barrier. Okay, you're giving it a new experience, which means that early warning system is not so protective. It's not going to make the client feel so apprehensive about moving it because you taught it that, it doesn't always cause pain when you move like that. It's a bit like, when you tell the kid not to stick the fingers in the fire or not to touch the hot pan. You can tell them as often as you like, but until they've done it and they touch that hot pan, they go, oh, okay, that pan's hot. But if you never teach them anything else, they will think that every pan is hot. So they need to touch another pan in order to know that sometimes it's cold, okay? And it's the same thing with brains and movement and this early warning system, okay? We need to give it a new experience, allow it to move forwards. So because using experience is how the brain learns quickest, okay? So 6 is it improves technique because your client is not avoiding using the, let's say, the shoulder in this example in that way. Okay, so it means that they can actually do what it is that you're asking them to do with better technique, which helps to build strength because they're getting more of the muscles around that joint involved in the movement. They're not restricted by anything. It's improving joint health because I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase motion is lotion. Then if you have lots of motion in a joint, if I do move my elbow around like this a lot, then my shoulder is going to get lots of nutrients, lots of fluid going into that joint. Is going to keep it nice and healthy. Okay, if I don't move it, which is the response when it's hurt before, then it's going to dry out. It's going to become very degenerated, and it's going to cause lots of problems. Okay, so the 9th thing is it reduces strain because you're spreading the load across all the muscles in the joint rather than just making a couple do all the work. And the last thing is it reduces the likelihood of further injuries either to that area, because if you're not using an area, it's not been moved for a long time, and then somebody suddenly says, or you have to reach out for something very quickly, you're more likely to hurt yourself than you are if you've been using it. But also the compensation patterns for not having the ability to move the arm in a position. A lot of times you have to compensate for that. You have to put the strain somewhere else, which means there's usually a knock-on effect in terms of injuries. So if we can get those joints moving, we can allow our clients that confidence, then we can start and give all these benefits to our clients just because we got rid of the idea of doing the technique correctly and we put forward the idea of helping our clients move better. Okay, so these simple changes, like I said, if you can't get to there, go slowly down a little bit and then find out what you can do from there. Simple changes make huge differences. Okay, so if you're one of the coaches, there's a growing community now of coaches who are ready to think beyond the conventional, then we are all, let me just use this here. We are all gathering in a Facebook community at smartfolks.com. That's SMARTTFOLKS.com. You're welcome to come and join us. It's entirely free, and we are giving tips and tricks and strategies and insights and all that kind of stuff all the time. So make sure you come and join us. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.